chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
All right. Almost forgot to unmute from there, too. Welcome, folks. Welcome into Flying with Mike. Glad to have you aboard. Glad to have everyone watching, either be it from YouTube on the delayed when we release it later, or here on Twitch, where they're final days of their deal for y'all to subscribe to a channel, get 3 months of Apple TV is getting close to winding up. August 19th. Got a couple more days, folks. August 19th. But anyway, welcome in. Welcome in. Today we are back with Millennium Aviation, flying, well, hang on, maybe, why is, there it goes, flying an African, what are they called? Bear with me, folks. A African Union Airbus tour. Now, we've been touring a lot of Africa over about the last year or so, and we've been doing it in Airbuses from 319s to 321s here of late. And today, well, we're going to do yet another leg in here. We are down to leg, well, we're doing leg 16 of 20. So today we're going from Mozambique to Malawi. And our little cadet back here is just being a little crazy. But yeah, she is being a little pistol today, but that's okay. Growling away and rawr. Oh, she's a pirate today. so, but today that's the game plan. Flight Factor's A320's on the line. Yes, I have complained about it a lot. They finally got around to updating it. Took a little bit of those tunnel visioned glasses off and realized, you know what, we have other products that aren't working. Might want to tend to them since people paid a lot of money for them. Hopefully they stay on it. And for the new one, they stay on it. But anyway, we've also added a new sound set, folks. It's my first one in X-Plane. Now, I've done this a couple times over in FSX and Microsoft, where I was a lot more comfortable doing it. I understood the file structure a whole lot better than, even after 3 to 4 years, I really haven't delved in to understand it here. So that's why I've been very reluctant. And through your generosity, I went ahead and bought one and figured I'll use it on this aircraft, see how I like them. I kind of got turned on to these by a Q8 pilot and one of his A350 um, tutorials, and very close to the Mango uh, um, sound system, putting that in that plane. And I heard there's one available for the MD-11, so we may look at that too. Two airplanes. Well, the A350 is okay, but I think it just needs a little bump up. The Tolus birds, I'd love to put one in. I'm very confused on it. And that's where I run into troubles. There's just so much that I don't know what I have to have or what I can just get that's simple to put in and beep up the sounds. So again, flight factor A320 South African or South Africa. Actually, I know that is not their call sign. Hang on. I'm getting the authoritative news source up here, Wiki. Let's see, Airways, right? Yeah. They've got, I think, a unique one. That's why I want to make sure. Springbok. Yes, Springbok. I knew that was something. I'm going to have this somewhere close by. Springbok. All right. So, not sure we'll have ATC down here in southern Africa. Now, South Africa could always come up. Whether Mozambique and Malawi, hard to say. So, you never know, though. I was shocked coming in here in a massive thunderstorm. You know what? Speaking of which, hang on. Clear that error. And let me just make sure. Oop, not that. Hang on. Okay, I do have real world. Reason I was checking, folks, I came into this airport, took one or two go, or I think one, several weeks ago. Massive thunderstorm. Well, that's what you expect down here. And oh my gosh, it was tough. That was one of the tougher approaches leading into that great MD-11 arrival into Incheon. So I just wanted to make sure the weather was turned on. So, because I know what dynamics it can be down here. So let's crawl aboard. We've already hopefully loaded it and we're ready to go. Although something's, we'll find out. Let's find out, shall we? All right. Well, maybe. Nothing seems to want to work right now. Let's try it now. There we go. All right. It's going to be one of those days. All right. Sim Toolkit's the animal we like to pre-brief with. Elevatex update. Especially if any of the developers are listening in. Stand by. Matter of fact, firing it up. Continue. We are connected today. I don't know what causes this issue, folks, but it is there nonetheless. Fetch sim brief. All right, and hang on, I'm just putting in. Why doesn't it load the aircraft? That's disheartening to me, at least. Expected in 6 hours? Okay, yeah, they got some bugs still. I'll have to write that one up later. Or I'm not putting something in right. I'll make sure to read through some stuff. All right, so anyway, let's get back to the animal. But anyway, I know a couple of y'all were on the last stream hearing me talk about it won't connect to X-Plane. And I don't think I've taken an update since, but now, today, it has. Who'd have thought? So we'll go with that. All right. So anyway, we're back to Sim Toolkit. Now this is the animal I primarily use. Just like I talked about how I could put sound sets, I understood the file structure of FSX and prior Microsoft products. That's how I feel with Sim Toolkit. I'm very accustomed to it. So let's dig in here. Today's flight, again, Springbok 572. That is the South African call sign. Payload is 11,424 kilos, and I'll explain that in a minute. Well, we all know what kilos are, but I'll explain why we're in kilos today and not all flights. Block fuel, 8,000, call it 500 kilos. Almost suckered myself in there. And the zero fuel weight before that fuel comes on, 54,266 kilos. Got 136 peoples, and you can read the route. So today's cost index is 30, flight level 390. Weather here in Mozambique, Maputo, I think it is, Maputo. Winds are out of the west or east at 13, 9,000 meter visibility, but no sky conditions reported. Nothing significant. Fog. Love those remarks. We're not going down that road, folks. You can in your mind, just don't utter it here. Malawi, same thing. Winds out of the west at 10. Clear visibility, okay. Their way of saying we can't tell the sky condition. No. 22 degrees Celsius, which is 71 degrees here, 71 degrees there, and no significant weather. Hopefully. To be determined. I'm going to go ahead, file this onto VATSIM. Current, I'm going to stick with what I have because we're going to kind of go a little quiet, pick up the pace where we're left off at, and have a little fun listening in. But the new sound set really sounded good on the last stream we did with this aircraft, Mid-America Airport to Knoxville. I really liked it. That's why half tempted to give Mango a try now. At least it seemed understandable what I needed to do. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, folks. I go in, I try to be as simple as I can. And TOLUS, for especially the Neos, seem really, a lot has to be bought. And that's why that may not happen. All right, and currently we're gonna block out of here. No, now I see why it said what it said. Really? It has us down for a 2100 Zulu departure. You guys have me now for about, what is that, 6 hours without moving. No. We're gonna go for a, bear with me here. Go for a 1730 depart. Let's go 1715. That's right. I feel confident. Whoops. Okay, everything else looking good. File it. All right. Again, like I said, folks, we are flying for the folks at Millennium Aviation. Here's how you can get in touch with them. I highly recommend them, folks. They're a great airline. I like to call them like a laid-back airline. They have rules, but not really where they press down on you hard. I mean, American, as you saw us last stream, they can be, you got to make sure a lot of your ducks are in a row with it. And They don't, it's not like that. We have substitutions, all of that great stuff to make your flight simming pretty easy here. And I've been with them nearly 5, 6, 7 years. Been there a long time, folks. You may also know the CEO without even realizing it. If you watch YouTube a lot, especially about a year ago, I think's the last video I've seen come out from him. I could be wrong. Please don't chastise me too hard. I can take it, but Captain Mac. Captain Mac is, and still is a big video uh, person here on YouTube, and he helped, along with a lot of pushing by Hawker 125, to actually, if he doesn't know this, you're actually one of those that helped uh, make me suck it up enough, get the courage to press that record or stream for the first time. And I joined his airline long before that. He's a great guy. I've enjoyed his airline. Great stuff they have. These tours are phenomenal. They're on what the heck's this called? Smart Cars 3. Those of you on Smart Cars 2 realize I've heard rumors sunsetting of that is coming. I don't know if my rumor mill is good or not, but in favor of Smart Cars 3. So, you guys that run the VAs that I'm with that have Smart Cars 2, I hope I hope you get to keep what you have. Or it's an easy transition. So let's get into it, shall we? We've done our pre-brief. We've done that. Again, folks, I'm going to go ahead and put the display up for the Marine Relief Society. The Naval Marine Relief Corps Society, folks, is amazing. Just simply amazing in my mind. What they do, they help Navy men and women, Marine Corps men and women in leaving the military back into the civilian world, be it just separating, be it retiring, in all ways possible. They may need help financially, they may need help finding a place to live, they may have medical issues to tend to, or even work through some issues in the mind. I mean, folks, it's some of these folks are, have seen a lot more than most of us in an entire lifetime will see in a couple of years, they saw. So they step in. Yes, the VA is there. Yes, the VA helps in a lot of those areas. But they come in where they fell through gaps and help them transition over to the civilian. And what probably two of the biggest is helping find a place to live and how to take those skill sets gained in the military and translate it to what the civilian world is looking for. And that can be very tough, folks. Um, Even today, I still wrestle with a lot of this, that they say I had, and I don't even really remember doing. Granted, it was back before time started, a long time ago. And it's just amazing how they help reacclimate them to how that terminology relates to the civilian world. So, you know, if you can, they'd sure appreciate help. These fine soldiers and sailors were there for you to help you with, helping to project and helping to um, keep the rights we so sometimes desperately screw up, but we still have those rights. Um, they helped to defend those so you could have those. So, um, think about it, folks. Really long and hard. You know, I love my analogy, look under the couch and look under the driver's seat and all. My wife goes, you do know this is a world that's run more by a card than the coin or the cash. Yeah, okay, I get it. Folks, if you have some spare cash, put it on the card, give it to them. So, but they really could use your help. We're trying to, in conjunction with Flying with Mike, in conjunction with Duluth Fly, and the group that asked us to help, DCS Wing or Squadron. I'm not sure what their designation is, but it's CVW20. Have asked us to help, help raise $2,000 for this great cause. And folks, we're about halfway there. So, just a little more push and we could be over the top. So, think about it. They really could use the help. All right, and with that, folks, let's get this aircraft going. Okay, as you can already tell, um, the A320 is powered up. The batteries are on. The external power is on. Well, no, you didn't. We have checked the fire bottles. I'm sorry, the fire warning systems and CVR. Aircraft is refueled. So let's get up here, crank up that APU. Okay, waiting on flap open. Okay. All right, I'm going to click start. Hopefully it won't get too loud. Turned up the volume. So it's really a good sound set, folks. Okay, so it is available now. All right, so let's go. Cockpit lights. Click up to test. You can check all your bulbs. And by the way, there is a way to refuel it here. I just never could figure it out. So, okay, all the lights look like they're working. All right, and then we'll set the rest. Cockpit light or dome light off. That's all the way. Okay, working our way down. Probe heats on. Turn the APU bleed on. All right, down to the bottom. Speed brake. Okay. Flaps up. All right, and it looks like we're not ready yet for... Yesterday, your mic volume in Discord was fine, while a bit low on stream. It's still a bit low on stream. All right, hang on. Let's see here. How's that? I'm trying to keep the green bar out of the yellow, but if need be, I'll put it in the red. How's that today in USIC? Test, test. I don't know what software I would be using other than the Arctic Cat, I think that's what it's called, headset. Because this is OBS that does the microphone for the stream. Discord works off the same Arctic Cat headset. So hopefully we got it right. All right, so we'll keep going here and see how Inyasik lets us know how things are progressing. Okay, and we haven't got the green connect yet, so I think that's the next step that'll do that. Air conditioning panel. Okay, let's get up top again. All right, so bleeds on. Probe heat, we checked. Air conditioning panels, all good. And temperatures, we found we may need to actually, well, we'll take a look later. For now, it's in good shape. We're available, so we'll come off. And the ventilation panel looks good. I got no other faults. All right, IRU1. Okay, IRU2. IRU3. And with those on now, we got the mode C. Like I say, folks, this flight factor aircraft in X-plane, 12 plus X-pilot are really quirky. You gotta watch everything. I didn't even check the big one yet. We will here in a minute. All right, so with the IRUs in alignment, come down, strobe unit is auto. Rest of my lights, nav logo is 2. Go ahead, put the seatbelt sign to on. Emergency lights armed. Okay, and landing elevation is auto. And 136, let's go high on the pack flow. Kick up the cabin just a tad. And fuel pumps off, or on, sorry. Finally, let's get down here and start aligning our IRUs. First, always make sure, okay, we're on CFMs. We got till the 5th of September, so that's all good. Init request. And while it's going through its motions, carefully, there we go, bring in charts. Okay, why do we bring in charts? To basically work with the IRS init. So we got to initialize our stand, hopefully. They may not have these mapped. Okay, there's our route. Taxi, we may not be able to, so let's find out. Alright, so it does not give us the coordinates, folks, so we're working off where the control tower is. Okay, so align, confirm. When we get down to the last couple of minutes here, it begins aligning on these numbers. Okay, let's grab the wind. Boy, the cadet is really going to town behind us. All right, cost index 30, flight level 390. All of this looks good. So let's go to page 2. And with that, let me retreat charts for a second. All right. Check cargo. I had a feeling. Call. It reset. Lucky for me, I remember. 535. Again, remember, folks. The aircraft is capable of being in pounds. However, this page is always in kilograms. Now, why the other companies can get it right, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it that way, can get it to what, we in North America can do, I have no idea. That's above my pay grade, as I like to say. Okay, 54264. Okay. All right, so everything looks good here. Click set. And look, it just set it here. So really, you do this in pre-flight, and then when you click get weights, they come in. All right, cool. All our numbers look good. Let's go to F plan. Back down here and get charts in here. And now let's do our flight. Okay, so again, 080 at 13. So a 05 departure is good. So we got a 12,000 foot runway, folks, and goal is the UVAP1 Alpha. Okay, and then EGPON. Let's see where EGPON is. Oh, it is a transition. Okay, got myself figured out here. So we basically fly runway 5 to UVAP at or above 3,000. Then we're off to EGPON transition. All right, so click the departure 5 UVAP EGPON. Well, Africa, it's not Europe. Rarity that you would see a transition over here, but they're, I guess, still going the old style. Europe, each one of these would have been a SID in a lot of places, folks. So instead of, even though they came out here because you went to Usumo, they'd have called it this one or this, keeping it simple. In their mind, just like we say in our mind, it's simple. It may not be. Okay. So let's put it in plan. And 20 seems pretty good. And then we'll watch it on charts, as well as best we can on our nav display. Can't guarantee we'll see it all, but we'll get the most. And basically, when you put it in plan, folks, you guys at Boeing, you know the same thing. The only difference is you click usually this button that says step next to it. We're clicking the up arrow. EGPON. Okay. All right, from EGPON. Eczema, XCOT, SR, SRAV, UB Bond, and GSAS. Okay, so let's make sure there's no discontinuities between all of them. Okay, and then from GSAS we go to Gen ID, Enora, Etkeb, VTZ, Itron, Etana. Okay, so we'll just again kind of, everything's looking good. Etrana, Etana, MUTAR, and we start UVOTI. Okay, so we're set, no discontinuities until the arrival. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, back up. Okay, so again, click the airport. Now we click arrivals. Okay, so today we're planning 1-4. Let's see how the winds, they're shaping up for 1-4. Let's make sure the runway's capable. Well, considering it's the only one, it's gonna have to be. And it is 11,600 feet. Here's our parking area. And we'll try for echo. We may have to back taxi. Now, here's what we were looking for, folks. You see how they have coordinates? When we come out of here in a couple of weeks, we'll come to this page, figure out which one of these spots we're hiding in, and put in these coordinates instead of what came up. Okay, that's what we were trying to aim for. All right, so we got, let's see what all this airport offers. Okay, so we have the VOR DME. Not too keen. Oh wait, we have an RNAV. I like RNAVs. Let's take a look at it. Okay, it's LNAV only. Oh, we may get vertical. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna fly this back. Well, we can't really back it up with the ILS, but or we can fly the ILS. I think we're gonna do the RNAV. Little bit more challenge with the RNAV. You all, hey, feel free if you're gonna fly along, take the ILS. All right, so we're gonna start with UVOTI. So we've decided the RNAV. Okay, the approach. All right, can we save this? Yes. Oh, okay, I was confused. You guys can't see the bar below. Mapped out, so I can just click the maps. RNAV arrivals for 1-4, and I'm like, what? So, all right, so we're coming in UVOTI, Utello, Utuga, and that's where we'll turn. Now, before you go any further, I want you to really look at this chart. Okay, it tells you all the different stars you can do, but right here, RNAV GNS, meaning it's going to put you to the fix, one of the 3 fixes for that RNAV. Okay, so it's really specifying the RNAV approach. However, if you do fly this, you could couple right onto the ILS by making the turn for it. Okay, don't let that completely throw you, but it's geared for the RNAV. Okay, so what we'll do is look up UVOTI 1 Alpha. Okay, over here. So what it does is it's going to put the approach first, Then this is where it gets a little tricky with Airbus. I kind of like it, but then it can also throw me as well because step 2 and step 3 here are confusing as all get out. And if step 4 is in there, which most of the time isn't, could really throw it. So now we're looking for the star. UVOTI 1 Alpha. Via Utuga. Transitions none. Insert. Hang on. Hey. All right, guys. I got her. All right, we have the cadet joining us who's wanting to grab cord, so bear with me as we try to finish this up. But Mama's going, or Grandmama is going to make the bottle that the little one here is so desperately craving and making her voice well known, aren't you? Now you're quiet. That's a good thing. All right, so um, UTVAC is our Utemi, and then there, so you can watch it coming in. Let's go here. And from here, our alternate today is FWKI. And that, folks, says our flight plan is good. And let's get back down here. We'll remove this, and we're ready to just about go, folks. The only things left to do is get our performance numbers. So I'll click perf. Yeah, no, it's not the greatest in texturing. They actually did a poll or something about that. Never told us what the outcome was. And obviously, nothing ever done about the outcome. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, she's excited. The bottle has arrived. She was good.
Oh, I gotta feed her anyway. So.
I know, but she was good.
Yeah, oh good. I thought she was gonna be grabbed.
Oh, no. We had her under control. All right, folks, so we're back in. Nana is feeding young little one. All right, so let's get in more ways than one. So we got a 3,600 foot runway. I'm just verifying. I'm sorry, 3,660 meter runway. Again, we're back in meters. So you see why with this flight factor aircraft, it really does pay to set it up in kilograms. Don't set it up in pounds and SimBrief to just have to do Mr. Google and the, translating from pounds to kilograms. So, and that's how I've set mine up. So that way you can just work from it as you saw. Okay, so let me get this out of here. All right, 3,660 meters, 47, 2 point, wow, there's a slope. That's how bad the slope is? Yikes, 0.225. Elevation 120. I like verifying, folks. Sorry. Now that I found an error, yeah, there are errors. Okay, so 147. 47's good. 360. 3660 is good. Okay. Outside weather. Now this, I don't know what they pulled from. So we'll verify. 080 at 13. Ah. Okay. Takeoff weight we'll go with. And we'll have the air conditioners running, of course, and we'll calculate. So it is recommending 1F. Now you can change that if you want. And you can change toga or this. The bad thing here is I'm curious. Bear with me, folks. Just take... See how close we came up. Flaps 1, flex 67, 44, 44, 48. Okay. That's pretty good. Now, if you really want to see how far down the runway and all you go, SimBrief has a great tool. I would, if you want to see the runway portion, go to Performance and Tools on the window on the left side, and then plug in all the data. And then you'll actually see how much runway you have. I'm going to go with this, so set. When you click set, as you just saw, it sets it over here. What's missing? That's why this. I don't think that was proper English, but that's why that. So what I'll do is go back to perf data, down 1.0. So Delta November 1.0. Click. Oh, yeah. Duh. Hang on. I did it. Bear with me a second, folks, as I pull that back up. Put us back over here. 1 diagonal. Where is it? DN 1.0. That's the correct format. And we'll just stick with the rest here. I'm not even going to look. So there you have it, folks. 147 for V1, 148 for rotate, 153 for V2. So we're ready to plug that data in and button up the aircraft. Matter of fact, while we're still over here, let's go back to service. Close the door. Now, when you're in gate mode, you're only moving the door. If you've got stairs showing, I bet you can't guess what happens. Okay, we're already off ground power. If you're not sure, check. Then come back, because it will go dark, folks. There is no delay. All right, and let's pull this back. Did I just hear? I don't get the positioning here, but trivial to me. Okay, and then here, let's get lights set up. All right, we leave it on here because we're about to start the pushback process. And in that process, between that taxi and before checkoff, you're going to be asked, is the cabin ready? Right here. That's where you'll go on this one. What pros and cons would you say you have with the today? My biggest cons, one is the panel, I feel really needs to be addressed. It just doesn't, I don't know. But overall, I think it's okay. Um, the biggest problem was Flight Factor will not update aircraft through betas. So if this aircraft breaks like it did in the lead up to the 777 for almost a month, you unflyable plane, they won't fix it. They'll tell you go back to whatever the last release was. That's poor customer service in my mind. And but the way the flight simmers were foaming at the mouth for a 777, tunnel vision, we're not getting into that. That's just a worn out, broken out horse that I don't want to beat down anymore. Um, Still don't think I'm going to get the 777, which is a shame. That is one of my favorite aircraft next to the 747. But I just don't trust Flight Factor anymore. The A350's in the hangar only because I got it off points, folks. I didn't purchase it per se. I purchased it through other purchases to get me the points, but I didn't give them hard cold cash for that aircraft. And right now, I feel very comfortable that I did do that. Actually, might have even wished I'd have saved it for a different one, but that's another thing long gone down the road. I get the vibe of Captain Sim with Flight Factor, but the A320 overall, the biggest problems I have with, aside from the panel, is you can only put 136 people in this plane. This is a plane I sat and watched for 4.5 years with 180 people. X-Plane 11 had a modification that allowed you to bump it up to those airlines that run it maxed. This one does not. And I tried applying that X-Plane 11 mod. Oh, that was a bad choice. It really messed with it. So we're stuck with an airplane with 136 seats that's capable of 180. Very capable. That kind of isn't cool, but you get over that. Um, but beyond that, I think um, just a re-looking at it in X-Plane 12 and not a taking it from X-Plane 11 and going, oh, if we tweak here, we tweak this data set, we're good to go. So that's where I find. Well, unfortunately, the 777 has released, and I'm not hearing much great things. I'm just disappointed in them. Great, a V2, of course. So, yeah, it just. Um, I'm not going to high praise this plane at all, folks. Sorry. Your better money is better spent over in Tolis. And hint, hint, Tolis, if you could make an A320, I'd ditch this thing in a heartbeat. Now, help me with sounds because I like the sounds I hear. Yeah, I haven't heard really great things about it either. So it's a shame. Real shame that it's not doing well. All right, but let's get this plane out of here, folks, shall we? Y'all just love to make me chit chat before we push back. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. You just love seeing 3 hour sitting in the gates and let's go. uh, I'm not a very good multitasker, folks. Never have been, never will be. I hate to say it. All right. 1024 now on the altimeters. Okay. LS is set. Constraints. LS constraint. All right. VOR, VOR, VOR. Oh, wait. We only have two. And speed managed, heading managed. And I am not seeing anything anywhere near an initial altitude, so stand by, folks. All right, folks. Sorry, my wife's phone was going off. She was out of the office and was going to get it for her real quick. All right, F plan over here, clear. Clear prop. Oh, wait, wrong airplane. See, it was a test. See if you all figured it out. Okay, just double checking 39, right? Yep, 39. And VOR, VOR. We'll go to 40. This will actually have terrain rate. I'm going to put the terrain here. And if any weather data comes up, which it did, that was TOLUS. Disregard. So I don't know if we'll get weather data or not. We'll see. X-Plane produces it. Now, whether Flight Factor will pick up on it, I'm not holding my breath on it. So, okay, so switches are 12 o'clock. We're anti-skid on, coming down. All right, let's get our radios set up. This is another troubling area, folks. Don't go set frequencies. Just push it up a couple notches and click. If it doesn't, turn it off. This is something they've never addressed since coming over. Works fine in X-Plane 11. This is what I talk about. Things work fine in X-Plane 11, but their idea of port over didn't work. We'll take the shortcut instead of let's get it right. There we go. Now set your frequency. 122,800. I went the hard way. Hear those sounds, folks? That's part of that sound set. Over here, if I can get it to 121.5, great. If not, I don't lose sleep over it. Great. Okay. Perfect. We're set up here. Now, the big thing here, I'm actually going to go ahead, bring this online as soon as I find where I got it hiding. Let's get ready for pushback. Let me check something. Okay, it's still not working, which I don't expect it to. Get the Sim toolkit in here and XPilot just in case we get ATC. All right. So with XPilot, real quick here, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Big things, you may set this to on, you may get this to where you want them, and it may still be dark mode C. Once you start the alignment, it should, within a few minutes, turn green. We just talked about the initial getting your frequencies in here. The next thing you want to make sure is first, again, your green mode C, or you're going to have a pretty ticked off controller. Trust me on this one. I'm shocked I didn't get rode up. Actually, I'm shocked a lot of times I don't get rode up. But that's another story for another day. The other big thing you want to look at is if you look at 122.8 up here at COM1, make sure they're bold on XPilot or whatever client you're using. Because if they're not, you're not going to be able to do TX is transmit, voice. Believe you'll still go out on chat, but you won't on voice. If RX isn't up, you're not going to hear, which in some areas of the world in here is not a bad thing. However, it's always a good thing if you do want to converse with them. Now, how would it look different? Just like COM2 here. Okay, so you would have to go in and make sure your microphones are turned on and your speaker is, you see that, it's hard to say white, but you see the different coloration here? That's what you want to see. Okay. And make sure it's turned up. Just because the little needles there, always make sure you move it to where it's fully up volume-wise. At least with XPilot, we now have had and I think X-Plane 12 and whatever Microsoft's done over in that crazy world. We have the ability to turn up and turn down controllers and pilots. So they're not constantly tearing our eardrums up like they used to. Because so many people out there want to be heard on Pluto. You know, there's such a heavy VATSIM calling on Pluto. They want to make sure they're heard. It was no different in the trucking world that I was in for 10 years, folks. Power mics that were meant to talk to China for some reason, and they couldn't figure out why they couldn't talk. It's line of sight. Actually, that's not even line of sight. That's just limited by range. Oh well, you're going to have people that just, I have to be heard when I key up. No, you don't. That's why it's so annoying yesterday to hear people, you hear the tweet in your ear and they keep talking. Really? Nobody's hearing you. That's what I hated because that squeal in your ear was loud in the real world. I wish it kind of was here to make them realize you're not being heard. You're just hearing a squeal. All right, but enough and enough is enough of that. We're ready to go, folks. I think you are too. All right, real quick, I think all we have are chocks. Yeah, this jetway, I don't get how it works. And if I could make that second one move, it would have been the one moving. I don't know the command yet. I haven't really got into there to see how this new update, how all of that integrates and what that command is and all. So, all right, let's push this thing back. Better push back. All right. Let me show why I like better pushback more than I do Shift G. Oh, so it's just you just do the ground handling one. Okay. And you can just pick which jetway or both? Huh. And, let's do it real quick. Escape. We'll be back in a moment to that. Let's try it out. So Shift G. Okay, yeah. But how would I have... I knew this, but it doesn't tell me which jetway. Other than that one, which I know is going to go right through the plane. That's why I would rather have been that one. We'll get to a 2-gate, for sure 2-jetway gate here, because you can tell it's set up for it. But anyway, let's do it. Now, this is why I like better pushback. And before you all go, well, it costs. It's actually free, folks. So I can click here. I'm going to push up. And I'm going to have it go to here. I could have gone even further. Okay. Click here. And continue back a little further. Hit enter. That's what it's going to do. But anyway, that's why I like better pushback. It allows you, some airports you'll actually push out, be pulled up the alley to an actual spot number, not parking gate number, spot number on the taxiway where you'll be released and then you do your thing. So you can get, like St. Louis, you'll come out of some of the like C6 or 4 or 2, you get pushed into the alley and then pushed left or right parallel the taxiway for engine start. Cleared to connect. Now, one thing, see if it still does it. Flight Factor will release your chocks, so will Zebo. The rest of them won't. So you have to do that. Well, we will have a big plane tomorrow there, Azul. Although I don't think I'll be parked in a gate. Well, the last look at, hopefully X-Plane comes out with Beta 2 here shortly, or 3, or wherever the heck they are. And the icon on the map, maybe they fixed it already and I didn't know it. Nope, they did not. As you can see, the airplane's not on here. Yeah. That's been reported to them, so hopefully they figure out, ooh, what did we do? So, all right, let's push this thing back and get going. Brakes off. Okay, so with Flight Factor, you don't have to worry about this. TOLUS, you kind of sometimes do and don't, but it's primarily with the Pratt Neo, the 271 version. And I would be getting on the engine start right out of the gate because you may have a cool down. We won't, shouldn't. Starting up number 2. Ooh, you know what? I kind of like that one. That sounds like what I went through, folks. Listen to that. Isn't that awesome? Obviously, we're past a veil. So we can start up number 1. Where my only disappointment came with the sound set, I couldn't hear what I heard listening to both engines fire up where I used to work. That was kind of a disappointment to me, folks. There's a veil. But I thought that was pretty good, folks. Brake set. I wish this would work too, but these are little trivial things. They got a lot more in this plane they really got to work on. But I'm going to kind of dovetail with Inyusik. That'll be the A320 V2. Since everything now has to be V2 at flight factor. All right. Okay, so spoilers, arm. Disappointed there's no white band here, but we can get past that, sorta. But it does make it a challenge. Okay, we're on the engines. And let's get down to the pitch trim. Now Tolis, I wish you kind of would make the window a little smaller that comes up like this. But at least it's not too big that I can't still see the trim wheel. And we got to go up 1. Okay. And then while I'm here, y'all know I do this. I check. And I'll give Tolis one more tip, and they can fill me in if I'm just not doing it right. Because I haven't found many things inaccurate with it. And believe me, folks, I'm not an authority on buses. I just happen to have driven a lot of these simulated ones, Airbus-wise. Got a few hours with them. And I'll show you as we taxi. Okay, so that took care of our pitch trim and our flight controls. All right, so now let's check the, we don't need engine ice, so we can shut the APU down. We'll go ahead, turn our lights on for taxi. Okay. And we can't arm slides. This is a tolless checklist. That's why. Nose wheel taxi light. Flight controls checked. Auto brakes to max. Terrain radar on. And flight factor V2 with this, because you're doing it with everything else. What's the chances of getting all of this functional? I know. Go back to the version before, it'll work. Okay, I think I got everything. Now, remember I talked about, okay, this one right here, cabin check. We need that to say ready. So what you do, come over to your EFB. This is different than TOLUS. Go to FAP, Flight Attendant Panel. Took me a while to figure that one out. Don't click lights. Sorry, folks. It's right here. Ready. Basically, as I remember it on the Mesa flight out of Mid-America, the flight attendant, at least the one right behind the sat behind her, would have been the cockpit past that wall. She had a panel. Looked just like this through much of the flight. She punch this, door slides. Armed. I don't think there's a way to do that. And of course, lighting. We're going to go dim 1 and dim 2. And you can lower windows, all of that. Aisle, main. It's pretty good. And then when we get in the air, we'll dim the entries. All right, let's get to a runway, shall we? And we have the takeoff config test. The airplane has been studying all night for it. And passed. Okay, now let me give it some goose some juice in it. Get her moving. And TOLUS, this is something I wish you would look into. Now, I don't know. Okay, looking down here, folks, this is your stick. This is what controls your ailerons, elevators, obviously your feet, the rudders. Hang on. We're getting to a turn. Hang on. So far, TOLUS, you kick butt on all aspects of the Airbus. Just a couple little things would be cool. All right. That's pretty good. Okay. Enough that we can see it. All right. Now, if you push that button, folks, in the real world, it disconnects the nose wheel steering from your tiller, allowing you to push your rudders. And the airplane is not turning, as you see. Let go, and it does. They can do this while they taxi. All right, so I'm going to clear flight controls. We're ready to go, folks. Just last checks. Actually, we'll turn those off. What am I doing? Mapped out traffic here in Mozambique. Springbok 572 departing runway 5. Uh-oh. Hang on, folks. We have a technical glitch. What's going on? Something's not capiching right here. Okay, why are we not? And these are those little quirks, folks, that come up from okay, why are we not transmitting? Oh, crud. Where the heck am I? South African there, Azul. South African. Okay, I'm going to make sure the parking brake is set this time. Okay, let's just double check. Yeah, all of a sudden we're not transmitting and I don't know why. Why are we not transmitting? Oh, boy, this is catching me more times than not lately. Holy crap. What's the first thing you should look for, folks, if you're not transmitting? Are you connected to VATSIM? Okay, I'm going back to the gate. We need a relief pilot. All right, MOP 2 traffic, Springbok 572 departing, runway 5 after all of that. Oh, Lord have mercy. We all are human, folks. I'm just a lot of learning myself still to do, even at this age I'm at. Uh-oh. Why is the route not working? All right, hang on. Route. That could be why. What's going on with Sim? There we go. It just locked up for some reason. All right, runway 5, folks. We're going to line up and wait. And you kind of saw something there. They're independent, the EFBs in this plane. Brake set. Brake set. All right, let's do it. Uh-oh, we're starting to see frame rate problems. Hang on. I wonder if Elevatech is the culprit. Interesting, not showing my plane on here. All right, let's get the lights on. Clear for takeoff. Now, in the U.S. for sure, I can't speak for anywhere else. Technically, when you enter the runway, you're supposed to turn your strobe lights on. Also, back in my day, I don't know if they still call them this today, anti-collision lights. Boeing with the 737 and maybe others have a different name for that, but the white strobes on the tips of the wings used to be anti-collision. So, and we called the little red lights that go off on the plane for engine start the beacon. So I don't know if that's just a Boeing thing or what, but anyway, per the US as of the 80s, I can't speak because I haven't really gotten into the AIM and all of that since, you're supposed to turn them on. Okay, we're brakes off, chrono reset, and starting. Here we go. 50%. How's that sound, folks? Let's go flex.
Caution, on taxiway, on taxiway.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? 80 knots, cross-checked, all good on the speeds. V1, rotate. Gears coming up.
Too low, terrain.
Up and away in our beautiful balloon. Sorry for that no warning. Oh, it is? Yeah, yeah, I know that's what I mean, and you said I know that's what the auto setting is for, but I think in the United States though we're supposed to um oh, I hit the wrong switch. Um Turn them on as we come on the runways as an added, hey, there's an airplane here. Um I get you. And that's why I said in 1980s that's what it meant. This airplane wasn't a well.
Altimeter setting.
Let me see what our transition was. My bad, folks. I may have switched us early. Nope, I got us right. 1986. Ooh, I think this plane might have actually been on the market then. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, you're right though. 100%. You're right. Um, like I said, I don't know if that's a fluctuation with uh, just the Airman's Information Manual here in the States, or if that kind of has a counterpart over with all the different other, um, like the European version, African, Asian, so forth. But it's also predicated on airline procedure. They may say otherwise. All right, and we're out of armed on the. Ooh, I don't like this. This should be lit up better. Um, but yeah, I get where you're coming from, Inusic. That's exactly what auto means. They aren't on the runway. And when the aircraft lifts off and those gear struts extend, that's when they snap on. Conversely, because there are a few pilots out there like Flying with Mike who forget to turn them off. They automatically go off when you land. So they're automatically turned off. So, mostly they're not of your commercial type. They're more of the private pilot type like me. But we forget. And we taxi in and going off on the wings. And as much as we try to follow checklists, it happens, folks. But in the U.S., I do note, at least with the Legion, uh, once cleared, the strobe lights came on. And they were still either taxiing or at the runway, not on it, and taxied on with them. So again, neat feature. I like that with Airbus, but like a lot of things, has to be definitely thought through. Okay, so we're into our climb through 10,000 feet, folks. We have 2 hours to go, and we'll be over there in Malawi. So I hope y'all enjoy the ride. Get a little music going here in the background. I'll try and be um, watching it here. And hope you all enjoy the ride. Oh, and don't worry, we'll be checking sounds along the way. All right, folks. Your captain was stupid, like usual. Hang on a second. Back it down a little bit more. Forgot to start the ACARS program for Millennium Aviation, and yeah, that's okay. But still gonna have fun on this flight, even though we're not tracking on Millennium. Even after all of those little hiccups. Oh well. So, well, anyway, we're gonna enjoy the ride no matter what. And who knows? Maybe I can try and file it manually at the end and get the credit for this stupidity on my part. All right, we're through 31,000 feet. Hope y'all are enjoying. Just doing some admin work on this stream, uh, getting VIPs out to certain people. And so you may come in and find you're a VIP when you come here. So we appreciate all of you, though, here so much. Again, and I don't normally push this except when Twitch has promotional deals out there for you, or in a few days when September starts. If there's any deals, I don't know. I don't remember there being deals like this before September. So September, that is. Um, Folks, if you subscribe now, you get 3 months of Apple TV. We hope we're the one you subscribe to in order um, for that. But again, I leave that up to you. And how did I click that somewhere in all of this? Anyway, so something to put in the back of the noggin there. September coming up, September 1. Don't know the deals yet. Should be getting notifications here soon. So be ready for that. Prime users, hey, we'd love to have you aboard. So, but again, if you subscribe now, it's 3 months of Apple TV according to Twitch. So that deal's out there until the 19th. So you got a few more days on it. Lastly, and I'll let you enjoy the music from there on, we are raising money with CVW20 and Duluth Fly in the sum of $2,000 for the Naval Marine Relief Society, a group out there that helps Navy and Marine veterans separating from the military or retiring and helping them to be able to transition back into the civilian world, be it with financial help, housing, help with getting housing, how to make those skills they learned in the military, which when you're in the military, it's hard to really see them translating to the civilian world. They help show the way, guide you along in that. But they need our help, folks, to be able to do that. And that's why we're stepping in, trying to raise $2,000 for them. So, love for you to give. We've got a lot of great giving people out there already. And would love for you to join in. Again, we're about halfway to the goal of 2,000, so love for you to think about it. And if you have some spare change around, yeah, I know we're mostly a card society now, but you might. And hey, it's a worthwhile cause for you. Again, that's the Naval Marine Corps Relief Society. All you got to do really to get more information, click the links here. They'll guide you to where you need to be. And folks, if I might say this ahead of time, thank you. Thank you for your generosity, those given. Thank you for those who give here. All right, folks, just sit back, relax. We got about an hour of flying ahead of us to Malawi, and then we'll see what we can do afterwards. So sit back, relax, enjoy the great service, the great music, and we'll be chatting with you from time to time. But we're going to kind of stay a little on the QT today and see how y'all like it. All right, folks. In my arms is the junior cadet. So if you hear a yell or a scream really in your ears, she is about a foot away from the mic. My apologies ahead of time. I thought I switched that. Oh, I see what I did. What would you like to do, miss? Again, sorry for the loud noise. Just listen to that. And folks, this sound set, I'm going to put it up here soon. Matter of fact, I'm going to work on that right now. Just in case those of you, well, it's the only one I was able to find for the Flight Factor A320. Um, it's over at the X-Plane store. What I did is just did a Airbus search, clicked Air A320, and these sounds came up. Blue Sky Star Simulations, FFA320 Pro. And I'm here to tell you they're really good. And I really hope you all check it out. If you know, very, very, very simple to install. My kind of software. Mango appears that way. There's just one little confusing part to it for me. Hopefully, I'm gonna get it, download it, and use it. But this one is just really good. And guys, if you want to join me on Discord um, here, let me, I haven't seen it here of late. Check me out there. Let me know. I would love to get some of this into the toeless birds that we have. I go there and I'm like, what the heck do I need to get? There's just too many. So help, help, help. Unless you all can tell me it's in the manual, read it. I'll go there in a heartbeat, folks. You don't have to tell this kid twice, read the manual. Many out there I do, 3 or 4. So I will be back in a few. All right, folks, back with you. Wife had a phone call come in. I had to break away from real quick. But hopefully this will make sense to you. Let you know how to get the plane if you're so inclined, and the sounds that I'm using all in one. I thought about doing two separates, but then I got to thinking they may come in at different times, so that's why I combined them. All right, well, sit back, relax, folks. We got a good 45 or so minutes. That isn't really a lot, but we got 200 miles. So enjoy. We'll be back with you as we get closer to top of descent. See you in a couple. All right, folks, got a few screenshots in there. But anyway, hope y'all are having a great Thursday, folks. We love to call Thursday. Hey, we're getting into the the time of the year where everything is an eve to something. All Hallows Eve, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. We like to call Thursday Friday Eve. I think y'all can figure out the gist of that. But anyway, I hope y'all are had a pretty decent week. Hope it's been well for you. It's been pretty good, aside from the obvious of still looking for a job. But we are enjoying the time to stream with y'all, get to know y'all better, and thank you for being here for that time. Little Friday. That's a good name too. I like it. I like it. Little Friday. So, but anyway, folks, be safe. The weekend is right upon us. I hope y'all have great plans. I know it's tough. School is started for most here, or some, I guess would probably be the better. Next week and the week after for sure. Pretty much the majority of the U.S. will be back in school. Meaning the holiday seasons are over. It is. It is there indeed in USIC, similar to Eve. It's the smaller day of Friday. Oh, okay. I get you. Cool. So, hope you all have a great weekend either way and enjoy um, as we are seeing the sun slowly, get less and less up here in the northern hemisphere. Down here where we're flying, it's actually getting longer and longer as their summer is beginning, or spring is about to spring or sprang down there. Springbok. I just hope y'all have a safe weekend. And let's take a look here. We're 163 out. Real quick, folks, for some that didn't catch the charts earlier, let's take a look at them maybe. Oh, I think I know what I did. Yep, I did. Um, had something else going on. Oh, forgot to reset everything. All right, so for the departure, that's not what we're on. Okay, we're going to be flying from UVOTI to Utelo to Utuga. From Utuga, we'll begin the RNAV. Now, some real quick information. Altitudes here are in HEP or millibars, HP, by the way. However, if you need them in inches, they can be done in request. Older aircraft, that would be what that's for. Newer ones, you just flip a switch and you're in that to be on it. Now, what I did make mention of, and I'll make mention again of for those of you just who joined in since, the pre-brief and the building of the McDo's flight plan. Always, make sure you know there's your arrival, know what you're looking for. UVOTA 1A, UVOT 1A, sorry. However, this is important. Now, it doesn't mean exclusive, but it's set up to be used in conjunction with the RNAV to this runway. Not to say I couldn't have said ILS, and while I may not be able to plug UTUGA, I don't know, we didn't try. You'll notice here's the RNAV, and you can see UTUGA to UTVAC to UTEMI and in. Let me see what's going on with our little...
She's on her belly.
Were you on your belly? Ma'am, you know how to get yourself off. I watched you this morning. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Quit calling me out, Papa. Quit calling me out. Cracks me up. Anyway, so you can see how it's a direct conjunction. However, being that UTVAC is 11 miles out, obviously if we turned here for the ILS, we'd be on it.
Why are you so frightened today? Why are you frightened? What? You're an idiot.
So, all right, so we're going to come over UTUGA. Oh, wait, I just noticed something. Airport elevation, 4,000 feet above sea level, folks. How I caught that was right here. I was like 6,700 feet. It triggered me. We're a bit of a higher elevation. So we'll come in at 6,700 feet there over to Utava with UTVAC is 5,700 feet. We'll fly that out to Utemi. If we're not coupled, which I'm expecting on this, but if we do, great. If not, great. We'll start our descent at about a 3.06 feet per degree approach as best we can. And our speed, that'll be about, we'll kind of watch the needle to be, or numbers to be around the 730, 720 feet a minute for the glide slope. Okay, minimum's 390 feet, and above sea level number is 4415. All right, so let's start plugging data in because we still got about 40 miles to work with. Once we're on the ground, folks, we'll have to back taxi to Echo. More than likely, if not, we'll be in good shape. Get off at Echo, taxi down to the ramp. We'll park in one of these. I think we have to enter here and come down this way and face. I think that's how this airport works. That's how it's going to work for us. And while we got a couple minutes again, folks, again, don't forget we are raising money with CVW20 from DCS to support the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. We're trying to reach $2,000, and we're about halfway there, so we could sure use some help. So, unfortunately for us, flight factor does not.
Why are you laying on baby? Is he laying on you? What's he doing? He's not giving you any fluidity. Why do you have to lay on her? You have all that other space. He's not giving you any space, is he?
Uh, Oh, our dog.
Waiting for space. Waiting for space. Waiting for space. That's not right. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right.
Excuse me, folks.
You yelling at him? He still hasn't moved.
All right, folks, let me do some checks here real quick. Oh, our destination doesn't have any weather. All right, let's see if we can pull something down. Malawi, 2 hours, 55 minutes ago, winds QNH first off 1022. Temperature 22,
He isn't better. Got all bad. We were broken.
100 at 10.
It's way too crawl to grab him. He doesn't like that much, is he?
Transition level 9,000. We'll go with that. That isn't going to be too bad in our minimum descent. 390. Huh. Okay. How we doing on this? Got a little ways to go. All right. Let me go back to this. All right, so we got our information plugged in. Here's our flap retraction speeds. Landing at 129, 134 for approach. We're getting there, folks. We're 1,000 away. All right, folks. We are currently, let me click perf, about 50 miles out from top of descent into Malawi. And hope you all have enjoyed. Even though we didn't actually get to use the ACARS program for it. Silly me. And we had enough hiccups to remember to start it. Oh well. All right, we're getting closer. Usually, if it took this long, there's a problem. Or at least that's the conclusion that came out of really scary event. Any event incurring an airplane can pretty much be class scary, but both engines dying on an A330, yeah, and because of fuel starvation. Um, Pilots recognized an imbalance, uh, just like I just did, um, except they said it should only take about 5 minutes for any imbalance like that to correct when you're working the fuel. Well, it went like 10, 15 minutes and they still weren't. The Ansett plane ended up dead sticking all the way, about one of the longest dead sticks of a commercial airliner to a land in the Azores. um, Ends up it was a fuel line to the engine not properly um, secured by maintenance, which caused the um, fuel line to rupture. Hang on a second. Okay, I think we are good. All right, and perfect timing, 30 miles out. Well, anyway, because that fuel line ruptured, obviously that particular incident would not show up, I don't even think, on any aircraft's diagnostics for the pilots to figure out. Um, so they did all the procedures. They flew basically the aircraft to the Azores and thankfully successfully landed. um, so there are reasons for those time limits. All right, we're about to start descent, so all right, folks, let's get ready for descent here. All right, some things we can do in TOLUS that we can't here. First off, we could go here in TOLUS. First, access our winds and update. And we could do some MUTAR checks and all of that. Beyond that, there's not a lot of difference here, folks. Other than, again, the general eye candy of it. All right, so we're gonna dial down. Let's just make sure the arrival, I didn't miss any. Okay, so I did not. To 6,700 feet. And we'll start our descent. All right, folks, that little squiggly line here before Etana, that's where it is expected we'll meet up with the scheduled descent profile. And you'll notice this green dot will actually be in the vicinity, or if not in between these two yellow bars. This descent will steepen, however you want to say it, as we get closer to that profile. As you can see, we're now at 2,200 and heading in. Okay, so landing elevation is auto. Let's check down here. This I don't like. Why are we still on this screen? Yeah, we should be a little different and be able to tell if we're landing in auto here. This must be an older version. I don't know enough about Airbuses to know much about that. But anyway, our switch is in auto. We got our arrivals, performance, takeoff. We're descending. Speed brakes half if need be. We always seem to descend a little slow in this plane. I don't know why. We'll go ahead and turn the NDs off for a second. By the way, there won't, well, are they pulling up the ILS? I don't think so. But anyway, we're flying the RNAV. And LS McDo RadNav, we can check that. And KM, so yeah, it could be pulling in on it. So yeah, 133 is definitely the heading, so that's possible. Okay, and then finally we'll watch our speed and descents as we go. You can see some of the high country coming up on our display unit. Nothing overly dramatic, folks. We're talking minimum descents of VFR 6,600. Highest we got is close to the big lake off to the northwest at 8,800 or 81. For us, I'm actually not seeing minimums here. Let's see what's on the low altitude. Nope. Okay, so we'll just stick there. Alright, so we're working our way in, folks, and now would be a good time okay, and again, folks, hope you all enjoyed the ride in here. It has been a pleasure, and after this, what I may have to do is disconnect so I can do that, or we'll see what I can do. Either way, if I have to refly it, no big deal. We said transition. All right. I'm going to go ahead. All right, folks. All right, at Utella, we'll get the flight attendants to wrap up and get their seats. Now, one tip, folks, any of the Airbuses you fly, you see this activate approach phase, I recommend when you control the speed. Reason being, if you click it, it'll slow to your, hang on a second. Your F speed here, 144. So, all right, we are now direct UTUGA, which is the initial for the RNAV. So if you haven't done so already, folks, put a prediction in. Very simple, just like you see it there. Make sure the number you put in is negative. 1022. Perfect. Um,
Or not. That's fine. I'll just put this on the laundry. She just peed everywhere. So I'm just gonna put this on. So we'll just, that's fine. Not an emergency. We're good.
all right, folks. We are on final approach. Malawi traffic, Springbok 572, final runway 14. Very weird. And I got the runway. sure why I'm... And Malawi traffic, Springbok 572, about a 5-mile final 1-4. Landing stable.
Caution, taxiway. Caution, taxiway.
That RAS is really horrible.
Caution, on taxiway. On taxiway.
Want a couple more landings.
Are you in the A350?
No, the A320. Flight factor. New sound set.
Oh, that you figured out the studio one.
That one was easy. I can't figure out what the heck Tolis wants. So that's why I haven't bought them. Welcome to Malawi, folks. And we made Echo. No back taxi. Cool. Hopefully we're transmitting. Uh-oh. There we go. And Malawi traffic, Springbok 572, off 14 to the ramp. My only disappointment with the sound, folks, is outside. I don't get the sense that I used to hear with them. Especially startup. Inside, dead on. Outside, not so much. But flight factor wise, they got a lot of work still to do with this. I know, let's just do like they do all products. That'll be version 2. I'm very disappointed right now with Flight Factor. At least they got an update out there. At least they got one. But a lot of work needs to be done with this plane. Much, much, much better plane than X-Plane 11. So I hope y'all enjoyed. We're going to get into blocks here and see how bad or how good that landing was. And we'll go from there. I may have to shut the stream down for a few minutes. Get some things done that need to be done. But we'll see. Looks like we're going to be using the staircase.
See, there's an update for the Zeba.
Another one?
Well, this was yesterday.
Yesterday? I didn't check Discord yesterday on him. I know he's been testing 136 on stream. Sky Matrix. I always try to check before I fly.
Isn't that for the Zeba or the level up 737s?
Zebo, usually. Unless Level Up has finally leveled up and came to X-Plane 12.
They say they're working on it. They've been working on it since last year.
Yeah. Well, so has FJS on the 727. I personally don't think we're going to see it.
Never say never.
I know, but maybe that'll put a burr in their butt to get it done. But I know they want the 3.7 for some reason before it. All right, let's get everything light-wise off. Let me make sure APU's available. Radars, that's what I forgot.
I'm actually surprised at how much there's a lot of content for X-Plane 12 already, considering how long it's been out.
True, but some of it, well, I guess it's to each their own when you think about it. So, because some people fly certain planes and want to see certain planes, and preferably free. That's the other problem.
I just like to see a good multiplayer, to be honest with you, and I'd be happy.
You know, there has been talk that may be coming, but there is always not FS Host. What's the one I have? I have one. Desktop, is it going to show up? I don't know why all my files do not show up here. When I go to desktop, that really torques me that it doesn't do that. Oh well, let me get this thing shut down. We are on the APU. Bleed. Hang on a second. I love this part.
Can you hear the dog noises in that plane? That new pack?
I haven't heard any.
You know that barking noise that Airbuses do? I think it's like the hydraulics or something.
Oh, yeah, the PTU. Yeah, you can. I forget what takes, well, besides triggering it right here. I don't know if it'll come on with the engines. Hang on. Yeah, I love that arrived. That always cracks me up. Especially in the 727. Goodbye. Or 767.
I know Princess Juliana Airport looks a lot better than what it did.
Yes, it does.
Not to mention all the boats that they got out there.
Well, not just there. If you check the stream when we departed LA, that whole area off LAX's 25s, you could see tons of ships.
Oh, so it's global and not just in
Yeah.
some spots. Okay.
So that one they did a great job with that. What was I
You're
gonna
gonna have to
do?
go back and watch it.
Oh, the PTU. Make sure I got the volume up a little bit. Hear it?
A little bit.
Hang on, let me do this. I know it's more pronounced in the back. That's the PTU.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it by turning on the electric pump. All right, we're in. Let's see how bad we did. Well, we didn't get to see what SimTool or the airline did because yours truly, again, forgot to start the ACARS program. See if Velitech put anything down on us. I am not seeing anything. Oh well. We finally got that to reconnect after several flights. Here we go, 259 they got us at, 131, that's not bad, 1.6 Gs. Which landing, we'll find out here in a minute. Alright, now, the one that's going to count Sim Toolkit, because that's what I'm going to use, they're a bit more forgiving. But again, which landing? There were multiple. I know we bounced at least once, maybe twice. Okay, so we've first we got to get rid of that. Okay, so you can see a 2-hour, 2-minute flight, 730 miles, 4,100, call it 4,200 kilograms of fuel. Remember, folks, with flight factor, just set everything up for kilograms. It does help in the long run. I know for us in the U.S., long time ago, when I was in high school, they were telling us we were going to be in metrics by the turn of the century. They just didn't say which one. So we're still in inches and feet, or inches and pounds. 1.6, 166 feet a minute at 130. So I like their numbers better. Let's see how bad I did here. Oh, we landed short. 1,100 feet down the runway, to be exact. Wow, this is your aiming point right here. I thought we crossed it. So 8 feet off the center line, that's all good. Numbers all look good, folks. That's the part I love about Sim Toolkit, is they give you both the numbers and a visual to see how you did. All right. But then there's nothing that takes the place like rewinding the flight. And you know what, just to be safe, there is a cool video, if you want to call it cool video, that I saw this morning of a King Air rolling down a ramp and eventually hitting a hangar. Either they pulled the chocks with the parking brake not set, or the parking brake just wasn't set and away it went. And I don't know if the hydraulics, if you were to stomp on them in the plane, would stop it, or unless you power up somehow. I don't know that part, but it was quite interesting to watch it just rolling down. We've seen that on Flying with Mike. Unbeknownst to us, being on a grade. All right, speaking of which, let's rewind this. APU sounds pretty good, folks. All right, let's see what we can do. Worst case scenario, crash to desktop. Forgot to come off ATC. Oh well. Does it for you folks if you forget like I did. We pretty much hand flew this plane in, folks, so that wing rock was to make sure I had control for slight inputs left and right. Otherwise, sometimes it'll rock it, so I make sure I have it. I know. Go ahead.
I need to learn how to fly that plane.
They're not, these are the easier ones. Okay, there's those pads, folks, that are up here. And we hit right where, see, there's one, there's two. Very close to a tail strike. Very close, very close. Fighter, fighter, fighter landing. Ooh, that was close to a tail strike.
You drove that plane like it was a dragster, man.
screenshots. That looked really good. Alright, let's come in looking out the nose. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit, folks. Bunny hops, man, there it is. Let's take a look here. Not bad. 2 hops. Okay, that was a little faster than intended, folks. Sorry about that. All right. Boy, from the other angle, I sure thought I had a tail strike. Wow. Close. Too close for comfort, folks. All right, one last look from the tower. And that ain't going to work. All right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap it up with this touchdown. Hope y'all enjoyed. We're going to go ahead, shut down. I got a couple things I have to get done that are going to take quite some time, and I'm not going to leave the stream running. So I really hope you all have a great day. God bless you all. That is such a great shot. Why don't we just roll out with it? So tomorrow we are going to fly from Vancouver, British Columbia down to Memphis. Bet you can't guess the airline. But hope y'all are here tomorrow. Will be a fun flight. Who knows? Maybe I'll throw the mango sound set in. A couple more hints. So, for tomorrow, folks, till tomorrow, I hope you all have a safe Friday Eve. To those not familiar, Thursday. And tomorrow, folks, we'll be back in the air. So, y'all have a great day. God bless you all. Y'all have been great. Enjoyed flying with y'all. And look forward to possibly seeing you a little later in the evening here. So hang on a second. To the spot we go. And okay, I'm not going to get it done in time.
I got C5, the A320. I know I got the A321.
So we'll see you all tomorrow. Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
All right.